So today I'm going to be remaking all 35 fruits using an AI called Midjourney. So watch to the end to see how crazy these fruits get. Okay, we're gonna put the picture inside of the prompt. Okay, and then we're gonna type, let's see, very detailed, heavy. Okay, let's see what we get. So this is what we got. Honestly, these aren't bad, but I feel like we could do better. I don't even know what this is. I'm just gonna do it one more time and see what happens. So let's see. Honestly, this just got even worse. Like, there's eyes in it. It looks like there's like moss and fungus, maybe a lizard. Okay, the next fruit that we're gonna be doing is the spin fruit. The last one didn't turn out that well, so we're gonna do very detailed. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, we got some really good images here. This one kind of looks like the chop fruit a little bit because they're like the little blocks. But if Blox Fruits released the top left one as like an actual fruit, I'd actually really want to get it. It looks super amazing. Okay, let's move on to our next fruit. Okay, so we're gonna be doing the chop fruit next. Okay, let's see what we get. Wow, this is actually very good and very detailed. I gotta say that my favorites are probably top left, top right, and bottom right. The bottom left is pretty good and it looks pretty cool, but I feel like the other ones just have it outclassed and outmatched. And I would love to see something like this in Blox Fruits maybe. Okay, the next fruit that we're gonna be doing is gonna be the spring fruit. We are going to be putting very detailed, cube-like, and it looks very springy. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, this picture is actually insane, but it really isn't what we were going for. It's still pretty good, but let's move on to the next one. The next fruit we're gonna be doing is bomb. Very detailed, cube-shaped, and it looks very volatile, maybe? Who knows? Okay, let's see what we're gonna be getting. Okay, I am liking the design on these, and it does kind of look like the original bomb fruit, so that's also a plus. But honestly, I would have to say this is pretty good, but not really what we were going for, but it's still a 10 out of 10. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Our next fruit is gonna be smoke. We are going to be putting the same things that we put last time, but we're gonna be using very detailed, cube-like, and smoky. So let's see what we get. I'm honestly kind of excited for this one. Hopefully something good comes out of it. Bro, this actually looks incredible. The details are so insane on this, and they look really good. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next fruit is gonna be spike. We are gonna be using the same thing, but this time I put that it's gonna be spiky. So this should be perfect for spike, and let's see what happens. Yo, these pictures are actually pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. The top right one's kind of cool, and the bottom right one's kind of cool. The other ones, they're okay, I guess. But anyways, this one is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Let's move on to our next fruit. Our next fruit is gonna be flame. We are gonna be putting 4K, cube light, and flames. So let's see how this one turns out. Yo, these pictures are pretty good, but one thing that I realized is like it's showing green. This actually looks like a dragon fruit or something. But with that being said, let's move on to our next fruit. Okay, our next fruit is gonna be falcon. So we are going to be doing very detailed, square-shaped brown feathers. Let's see what we get. Okay, this is actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But it does look a little cartoony for the top ones, but that's okay. But let's move on to our next fruit. Okay, for our next fruit, it's going to be ice. Now, we do have some new settings on this one, so let's see what we get. Yo, these actually came out super well. Honestly, I can't even decide which one's my favorite. They're all really good. But with that being said, let's go on to our next fruit. Our next fruit is going to be sand. Okay, we are going to be using very detailed, high quality, cube-like, and sandy. So hopefully we get something good out of this. Okay, so we got the finished results right here. And honestly, they're not that bad. They're actually pretty good. But yeah, with that being said, let's move on to our next fruit. Okay, with this one, we're not going to be really customizing it a lot. We are just going to be doing very detailed and high quality. So let's see how this looks. Okay, so maybe I should have customized it a little bit more because we started getting a bunch of different animals. I mean, I don't even know what we're looking at this point. But let's move on to our next fruit. Our next fruit is going to be revive. Okay, so we're actually customizing this one a lot. We are putting very detailed, high quality, resurrection, and ghostly. So let's see what we get with these. I honestly have no idea what's about to happen. Okay, maybe I should have put cube-like, because honestly, this is just basically random stuff at this point, but it does actually look good. But yeah, with that being said, let's move on to the next fruit. Our next fruit is going to be diamond. We are going to be using some wild settings on this one, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, these ones actually look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. With that being said, let's move on to our next fruit. Okay, our next fruit is gonna be light. I'm honestly expecting something good, but let's see what we get. Yo, this actually looks insanely cool. I mean, it really wasn't what we were going for, especially the bottom right. Looks like a weird like little lizard thing. I don't know what it is, but the other ones definitely look cool. Let's move on to our next fruit. Our next fruit is rubber. I think I came up with a good prompt, which has very high detail, high quality, cube-like, and looks elastic and stretchy. Hopefully we get something good with this one. Okay, these are actually not bad. They just look like a realistic version of the rubber fruit, but they do look very nice. But with that being said, let's move on to our next fruit. Okay, our next fruit is gonna be Quake. Okay, I honestly don't know what to put for this, but let's see what we get. Yo, these have nothing to do with what I put, but I would rather have the top right or the top left if I had to pick between this Quake versus these Quakes. Let's move on to our next fruit. The next fruit that we're going to be doing is Buddha. I honestly have no idea what we're gonna be putting, but this should be good enough. Let's see what we get. Yo, these actually look very good. I'm low-key leaning towards the one on the bottom as being the better ones, but let me know what you guys think. Okay, let's move on to our next fruit. So we have love, and I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna write in the prompt. Maybe love? I don't know at this point, but hopefully we get something good. Yo, these are actually very good, I'm not gonna lie. Especially the top ones. The top ones, for me at least, look better in my opinion. Let's move on to the next fruit. Our next fruit is gonna be Spider. And I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna be putting. I think we'll just leave it very detailed, high quality, and cube-like. I think these are honestly the best settings that we could have done, so let's see what we get. Yo, these pictures look kind of creepy, but they are kind of cool. I mean, they don't really look like the spider fruit, but they are pretty cool. Let's move on to the next fruit. Ooh, our next fruit is Phoenix. I definitely have some good ideas for this. Now, for my great idea, we're just gonna be putting Phoenix. Oh, I forgot, cube-like, because I want them to look somewhat like Blox Fruits. Let's see what we get. Yo, these are actually insane. This is actually way better than I thought it was gonna be. These are actually looking incredibly good. Honestly, I don't even have a favorite out of these 4 pictures. Let's move on to our next fruit. Our next fruit is gonna be Portal. And of course, I got a good idea. I'm just gonna type Portal at the end. Let's see what we get. Yo, the graphics on this are actually insane. Do you see this? Is that like a little guy in there or something? I don't know what's going on, but I love it. All of these pictures look very amazing. Let's move on to the next fruit. Our next fruit is gonna be Rumble. We are either gonna put electric or electricity, so I think I'm gonna put electricity and then cube-like. Electricity and cube-like should get the job done very good, but let's see. This AI technology is actually very impressive. Dude, do you see the quality and the graphics in this picture? Anyways, 10 out of 10. Let's move on to our next fruit. Our next fruit is gonna be Paw. I think we're just gonna do what we did with the others and basically just put Paw at the end. Let's see if this works, and let's see if we get anything good out of it. Yo, we got some crazy results with this one. I don't think it really recognized the paw besides on the top left one where it has like little fingers or whatever that is, or like little hoops. These actually have insane details, so I'll still give it a high rating. But with that being said, let's move on to our next fruit. Our next fruit is gonna be Blizzard. I'm gonna be putting Snowy Blizzard and see what we get. Hopefully something really good. Yo, for some reason it kind of turned into a house, but I still think it looks pretty good. Let me know what your favorite fruit is down in the comments below, and let's move on to our next fruit. Up next, we have Gravity. For this one, we're gonna be doing 4K graphics and Asteroid. So, let's see what we get. Yo, we actually got some very incredible results. These do look pretty good. With that being said, let's move on to our next fruit. Up next is everybody's favorite mythical dough fruit. So, we are going to be doing 8K graphics, and we're gonna be doing cube-like dough. Okay, hopefully we get something good. Yo, the bottom left and the top right actually look very good, I'm not gonna lie. The other ones are kind of mid, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let's move on to our next fruit. Okay, our next fruit is gonna be Shadow. We are gonna be using 8K graphics again, and then we're gonna put wings and then shadowy. Let's see how this turns out. These renders are absolutely insane. It's hard to pick a favorite here. Let's move on to our next fruit. Our next fruit is Venom. Okay, we went into very good detail of what we want to see, but let's see how it turns out. Yo, this looks absolutely amazing. I'm glad that we put in the extra effort to type what we typed to be able to get this, because this actually looks very good. This is actually one of my favorites. Let's move on to our next fruit. The next fruit is Control. Okay, we've written up another detailed prompt, so let's see if we get something very good. Yo, this actually turned out very good. I'm liking what I'm seeing, I'm not gonna lie. Let's move on to our next fruit. Our next fruit is gonna be Spirit. Okay, I've written up a pretty decent prompt. let's see how this turns out. Yo, this is actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. My favorite one has got to be the top left one. Let's move on to the next fruit. Up next, we got dragon. We have a pretty decent prompt written up, and let's see how it goes. Yo, some of these actually came out super well. I'm going to retry it again and see what else we get. Let me know what you guys think about these. Honestly, to me, they're amazing. Don't mind what I had to write to make this possible. For our final and last mythical, leopard fruit, I just typed up the settings and let's see what we get. Yo, these turned out amazing, but I'm gonna redo it a little bit. These turned out incredibly well. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below, and let me know which one was your favorite. Like this video and make sure to subscribe.